No, but I'm really liking this new Bleach game, Bleach Rebirth of Souls. It is different. It's not the standard 3D fighting game like you have with Naruto, because Naruto Ultimate Storm paved the way for anime fighting 3D games, and now you have the carbon copies of that. For example, Demon Slayer is one of them, My Hero Academia is another, and it gets tired out after a while. And I'm really glad that Bleach did not take that into consideration and make a game like that, because it just would have felt like all the other type of games. And after a while, we've had our fair share of really bad anime games. I don't even want to talk about the Jujutsu Kaisen one. That was an embarrassment. But then there was also the Tokyo Ghoul one that came out. And I wasn't looking forward to another anime type of battle game because of this. And when I heard that they were making the Bleach one, I was very, very scared because I love Bleach. Bleach is actually my favorite all time. Well, actually, that's pretty much between Bleach and Naruto because they're around the same. But it's one of my all time favorite anime and manga of all time. There's just something about the Soul Reapers with swords and then the hollows and then the holification of Ichigo. There's just something about that just resonated with me. And so now when they announced this game, I did not have high hopes because of how all the previous anime games have been lately. But when this came out, so I paid the big bucks for this. I got the Ultimate Edition. I paid a pretty penny for this, and I vowed I would never do that again after I got the Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero when I paid for the Ultimate Edition. I was like, you know what? I'll never do this again. But I had to do it with Bleach because I love it and I have a problem. But anyways, so the style of game's very, very different than, like I said, the Naruto one. And the main reason for that is one, the mechanics are slightly different. And what do I mean by that is this. It feels so it's a 3D game, but it looks like it's a mesh between a 3D and 2D type of game, if that makes sense. So with that, you can't really dash like how you do like in Naruto and then My Hero and Demon Slayer. They don't have that in the game. You have a way to where you hold the dashing button and you just slowly move forward. Well, it's slow. It's pretty slow, I would say. It's not really slow, but it feels slow. And then you have a certain way where you could just disappear behind the person. Other than those ways, that's the only way to actually dash to your opponent. And then you could tap the dash button, and then you could do like the side steps, or I don't know if I guess they would consider it the flash step. I didn't really look into what it's actually called, but it seems like that would be considered their flash step. So you have your flash step, but the flash step doesn't really take that much. You don't get that far with your flash step. So you're constantly tapping X to to do your flash step to get close to your opponent. And at first I thought that was really weird, but that mechanic actually grew to me. And the reason for that is because you can't just spam certain attacks. Like you can't just keep comboing off, which there is a combo. I saw online that someone did like a 90 something combo. So like something crazy. And I'm about to figure that combo out. But it's not like how the other anime games are, which I really, really like that they did that. Now, going to the playstyle of the game, so you have your health, but your health is considered kompaku. So you have kompaku bars. So, for example, you can have either like 8, 9. I don't think I've seen a 10. I could be wrong. I've only been playing with a few characters. So you have your kompaku bars. And so once your kompaku bars go all the way down to 0, you lose the game. So how do you lower your kompaku? So you have something called reishi in the game. It's the bar that's underneath your kompaku. So the object of it is to lower your opponent's reishi to 30% or 0. If you do a 0, then it does an automatic finish to it. And that right there lowers your opponent's kompaku. You either take like 2 bars of it, 3 bars, 5, or even up to 6. It's crazy like that. 6, you have to be in like a certain form or something like that in order for you to get that much damage off of it. But let's just say you're at 30%. So the reishi will be highlighted in red, and that just shows you that you can use your ultimate move, and then you'll do something called a soul break. And so what the ultimate move is called is Kikon move. Man, it's so weird that they name it like that, but I believe that might be off the anime or the manga. I'm not really too sure. I'm a Bleach fan. I'm surprised I don't even know that much. But yeah, you have the Kikon move, and that's like your ultimate move that's supposed to do like the soul break. Now, you can do that at 30% or less of your opponent's reishi bar. But if the reishi bar of your opponent is at zero, then it does it automatically for you. And when that happens, then it takes a lot more of the Konpaku bar away than if you do it at 30% or less. So I thought at first when we heard about that, it seemed a little weird, but after playing it, it's pretty cool and I really like that. I played 2 games online. I'm not a sweat yet in the game. I'm a casual at this point. And there are some sweats already. The game literally's been out for like 3 days and there's sweats, which I'm not surprised by that. But I've noticed that the sweats, what they're doing is they're not using the Keycon move until they do like the soul break when you have zero reishi left because it does more damage, and that's a really cool strategy. I actually like that strategy, which I'm going to start implementing that. But other than those mechanics and actually having a storyline, because it's been forever since we actually had a Bleach game, which I'm very surprised that we've only had 2 games on the consoles, which is crazy to think about. You had the 2006 on the Wii, the Bleach Shattered Blade, which I have that somewhere. Where is that? There we go. So we have this game that came back in 2006. This was made in 2006 on the Wii. And then after that, you have the Bleach Soul Resurrection on the PS3. Other than that, this was 2011. So yeah, 2011 and 2006. Those were the last times a Bleach game has been made on a console. Right now, you obviously have the mobiles and things like that, but I don't count those. But other than that, you haven't had a Bleach game on console in over a decade, which is mind boggling. And to finally get this game as a Bleach fan, I love this. I really love it. I love the game. A pro I really have in this, like I said, you haven't had a Bleach game since 2011. You have a story mode. You go through the story mode, and it's really cool. It literally made me start watching the Bleach series again from the substitute art. That's what I really like about that. So other than that, now we get to see from the substitute arc all the way to I hope it goes to the Thousand Year Blood arc. It should. It should go to the Thousand Year Blood War arc. If it doesn't, I'll be surprised because you're able to get that skin. But anyways, I haven't really looked into how far it goes into the storyline, but I believe it will go to the whole end of Bleach. Now, other than the story mode, you do have the 2 player, which I really do love. Me and my brother play it all, like we've been grinding that game. The only downside for 2 player is the fact that if you're the second player and you're the back character, the controls feel really weird. My brother kept talking about this. He's like, man, I don't like the controls. So that would be one of my cons is the controls for 2 players whenever you're the second player. It's a little janky. It takes some time getting used to because once you go from the far back character and you playing with the first player, it's literally night and day. My brother loves playing with the first player, which everybody does, but I'm making him play with the second player because I'm first player. I'm Mario, he's Luigi. But other than that another con that I've noticed in this game is the story mode. So story mode, I know I said it was a pro, but I'm also going to list it as a con, and the reason for that is because there's too much story in the storyline, if that makes sense. There's a lot of story and not enough fighting so far. I just finished the substitute arc. Literally 90% of that was all just cutscenes and them talking. And literally 10% of it was me actually fighting. There was a there was the scene where we had to fight the Minos Grande. I was really happy because I wanted to fight the Minos Grande, but it turned out we didn't fight the Minos Grande. I was like, what is this? Why are we doing this? Why are we not finding the Minos Grande? That was like a big thing in anime, and we just saw it through a cutscene. Yeah, but other than that, it doesn't really have many negatives. The online, I haven't played ranked yet. I've been playing the free matches. There's obviously sweats on free matches. I don't want to get on ranked yet until I'm actually good. The online is actually really good. I haven't had any lag so far online, which is another positive. Other than that, I really like this game. I can't wait to start unlocking more characters because I know there's more characters. We don't have the final Ichigo yet, so I assume that's someone that you have to unlock. But other than that, it's a really fun game. I'm really liking it. I do want to mention though, my brother's not a fan of it, but I like it. It's the resurrection of a couple of fighters. All right, so my brother views this as a con, but I don't really because I'm a fan of it. Is the resurrection form. Whenever you eliminate your opponent's Konpaku, there's certain characters that come back to life with two Konpaku left. And so we found that out whenever I played with the Holified Ichigo, and my brother beat me, but I resurrected to the fully Holified Ichigo, which was amazing. I really liked that. But as far as I know right now, I've only seen, and then granted, I haven't played with everybody yet, but there's only two people so far that I've noticed. There could be more. I don't know. But there's only two that I know for sure, and that's Ichigo and Aizen. Those two are the ones that I know for sure that resurrect after you beat them. But other than that, guys, if there's any more, let me know. I haven't looked into the internet to see who all resurrects. Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from the internet because I don't want really that many spoilers and things like that. So I'm kind of staying away from that. But yeah, if you guys know who else resurrects, please let me know in the comments below. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Like I said, I love this game. This game's awesome. This is something that us Bleach fans have been waiting for forever. But other than that, guys, we'll catch you again in a later video. See ya.